Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode 497. Take 3. All right, so we tried this with one software with 4 people, and it failed. And then we tried with another software with another person with 4 people, and it failed. And then we had to back out to 3 people with this first software. So here we go. We're going to do this another shot.
Let's make it happen.
My name is Christopher Riccio, and I am here with Geoff Torney.
What up, guys?
And Glenn Burgess, who has it.
Dang it, I went to introduce myself.
Yeah.
See, we kept it. We kept it. Great.
Yeah.
Throw back to take 2. Glenn, we have not seen you in a while. How's it going, man? What's up?
A minute.
It's been like 4 days. It's been some time. Oh, I about drowned Chris. Sorry
You're killing the magic. You're killing the magic, Glenn.
This is the first try. That's like Dude Perfect and all those videos where they do those trick shots. Right? This is
that's always the first try. Yep, definitely.
It's always the first try.
It's been a minute. Yeah. It's been a lot of dadly duties, I guess, would be taking up most of my time, to be honest. Everybody's in daycare, so dodging the various daycare sicknesses that come home with 2 kids now instead of 1. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've lost my voice 4 times in the last 3 weeks.
I have a cough that won't go away. That my daughter.
It seems
brought
better
home.
than it was yesterday, or whatever day it was. We tried to record this the first time, or third time, second time.
Yeah, popping the medication, man. Trying to get that Mucinex. Popping the Mucinex to try and get it to go away.
Same.
But yeah, I'm
actually behind on mine. So yeah, a lot of that, and making sure that everything's going good with the kiddos, and they're all happy and healthy, getting everything ready for Christmas, the most magical time of the year, and getting all that stuff done. And watching a little bit of TV. I've been going through watching some Netflix series.
Ooh, what you watching?
I don't know. So the one I want everybody to watch.
Love is Blind.
It's so good. Love Island. No. Pantheon is the show that I want to make.
I feel like I've heard of this.
I think you might have.
Yeah.
But I'm going to talk about it again real quick.
Please. Yes. Explain it to me like I'm brand new.
I will. Pantheon is an animated AMC joint that they put together, and they did 1 season. It was critically acclaimed. It has a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, so they canceled it.
That sounds right. Yeah.
But it's about uploaded intelligences. So they take people and they upload their consciousness into the cloud. But the way they do it is a destructive process. So it actually, as it's scanning the brain, it destroys it. So that person is gone from the physical world. And episode 2 really gets real specific about that, and it's kind of horrific and terrifying. And I won't go into too much detail because you kind of have to watch it and be shocked like I was, because it had a visceral effect on me when I watched it. I had to pause the show for a minute.
Wow.
The voice actor just did such a good job with everything there. But it's just some top-notch sci-fi. It goes into being kind of like action sci-fi, almost anime-esque stuff. And then towards the end, it gets real like heady sci-fi, like talking about concepts like Dyson spheres and running multiverse things and whatever. So it gets really cool. The only downside is that season 2 was made and it was canceled during season 2's production. So you can only watch it on like YouTube unless you're in Australia. That got picked up on Prime somehow there. And it's pretty obvious because the last 3 episodes, they clearly tried to squeeze 2 full seasons into 3 episodes to get some concepts across. Yeah. But it's really, really good. I watched it and like just thought about it and then looked up other people's thoughts on it for like the week after I finished it. It really lived in my brain rent free for a while. So I definitely recommend it. I think Geoff is talking to a muted microphone right now. Anyhow, so give that a watch if you have not seen it. If you have, you already know. So other than that, though, I would love to get into some game talk. Chris, do you have anything you've been playing?
Oh, okay. So I hate to do this, guys, but I have to pause again. Here's the problem. Like, everything's going fine, but I don't see a wavelength for Geoff.
Yeah,
he muted. He just muted.
No. Like, even when you're talking, I don't see a wavelength for you.
Right now, you don't either?
Yeah, I don't see a wavelength for you at all. So
That's weird. I see it right now.
I see one, yeah.
Everyone.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll keep going.
Do we edit this?
Do you know how to
I'll see
edit
if I can
this?
cut this out. I'll see if I can cut this out.
Okay.
We'll see. If not,
Here,
we're just going to leave it in. And
just edit
there
noise.
you go. There's your candid shot for today.
I was like, oh no. I'm giving up podcasting. I'm gonna fucking, I don't know, LARP or something.
This is the third time trying to do 4087. We're done. Fuck it.
You have to just skip to the next episode number after that.
Yeah. Well, we
cursed.
did that already. 496 hasn't been published yet.
Oh my god.
So games.
Yeah.
Where do I start? So I've got a few games to talk about. I want to get the old stuff out of the way first. So I finished Metaphor, and I
talk to me, Chris.
Really, really like this fucking game, man. It's so good. Like the ending was just fantastic. Like the story is great. Like the way that it just like the way it presents the concepts of the story to the player is just it's not like anything that I'm used to seeing. I'm sure there's other games out there that do it similarly, but like especially when it comes to like one of the we talked about the what was it, the Dragon Temple you know, several episodes ago, but like the way, like especially in that part of the game that it kind of represented the story to you just really, really made me happy. I love the characters. I love the variety of what you can do with all the archetypes. Like the battle system is great. The gameplay is great. They're like everything about it. It won Best RPG at the Game Awards, and I'm really glad it did because it definitely deserved it. There's one thing that I really wanted to talk about though, because the mechanics in the game will fuck you. They will. So Geoff, there was one point where I was playing and I ran into some enemies that can charm, right?
Okay.
When an enemy charms one of your characters, you don't know what they're going to do. Like sometimes they will attack the enemy still, but most of the time they will turn around and attack one of you. So I had my summoner and I had Hulkenberg, and Hulkenberg was still in a knight class at that point. And my summoner was my first person up. She gets charmed. It goes to player turn. She turns around, attacks Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg repels, and I lose my entire fucking turn because of it.
Yeah.
It was okay. So
it'll do that.
You haven't played it, right? So
no,
the way this game works is that excuse me. If you get 4 turns, right? Air quotes around turns. If you have 4 characters, but you can get extra attacks if you hit crits or if you hit weak points on the enemies, things like that. So you can get extra turns. You can also lose those turns. If you miss, you lose a turn. If you get repelled, you lose all your turns. And repel is like basically they reflect the damage back to you. So this was a situation where one of my characters turned around and attacked another one of my characters, and my character repelled their attack, and I literally lost my entire turn because of that one sequence of events due to the mechanics of this game. And it only happened one time, and it was one of those things where I just kind of stopped and I was like, did that just happen? Like,
I'm surprised that was the first time that happened to you.
Yeah, it only happened to me once. And as soon as it happened, I hit the button and I said, reset battle.
Of course.
He's like, well, not going out like that.
Yeah, that's another thing Metaphor does is that I haven't seen in other games is like you can literally just push a button and start the battle over if it's going the wrong path. Yeah, it's super cool.
That scratches that like trials itch that I have.
Exactly.
Like, messed up, start over. I don't even want to see this through.
It makes it's a lot less anxiety inducing to go into like big battles, because you can go into a big battle, you can experiment a little bit, figure out what the weak points are, and then just start the battle over, and you can actually, go in with all the information you have. But God, it was so good. I'm so. I feel like I broke 100 hours. I think I got close to 110 hours or something like that in that game. Very well spent. Okay. I have no issues there.
Is that a requirement, or is that you being extremely completionist?
No,
that's me being extremely completionist.
What's the time to just if you just mainlined it?
Well, if you mainlined it, I wouldn't suggest mainlining it. But if you
mainline it, you can get to the end, maybe whatever. But then you're going to be stuck on the last area for the rest of time. So
yeah,
you really can't mainline.
You got to grind.
So it's what it is. It's like it's
grinding, but.
Yeah, it's a sequence of days, missions, right?
Yeah.
So you have to go through all the days in order to complete what you're doing. And so you have missions that are going to fill in those days. So the suggestion is do all the missions, but I was I was doing it in such a way where I would only spend one day in a dungeon, because if you don't complete the dungeon, you have to leave and come back, and that uses a day, right? So I only ever spent one day in any dungeon, but one of those dungeons, like the Dragon Temple that we talked about earlier, I was in it for 6 hours of game time, and some of that was grinding, but a lot of that was just because the dungeon was fucking huge. But yeah, in reality though, it was just a fantastic experience, and Geoff, I got to thank you, because I bought this game because of what you were talking about on the show. So,
you're welcome.
This is absolutely going to be on the Game of the Year list. I was super happy with it.
Geoff, your commission checks in the mail.
That's right.
I was going to say, I didn't have to grind at all, but then I also remember I didn't play on normal. I played the one difficulty below normal.
Oh, yeah.
So that eliminates a lot of the need for grinding.
I'll take that advice also.
Yeah.
Yes.
It still has its hard moments too, for sure, but it's not. I didn't have to grind.
Yeah, highly suggested, especially if you like Persona. I think it was just a fantastic experience. I also started up Dragon Age, and I'm not sure how far into Dragon Age I am, but I started playing it. So my wife bought it. She'd been playing it, beat it 3 times. Went and started playing Inquisition. She beat Inquisition now, and now she's going to Dragon Age 2. Like, she's going backwards. But hey, whatever she wants to do, it's like, she's more power to her. But
it makes you happy.
We have the family sharing on Steam, so I've started playing Dragon Age. I got about 10 hours in, and then ended up having to start over, because we didn't originally start with family sharing. I ended up logging into her account. And then if you do it that way, you can't both play a game at the same time. So that got fucked. So I ended up having to start over. I'm almost back to where I was, but so just I've got, let me see, Harding, and I've got I only got one new companion. Well, no, 2.
Nev.
So Nev is from the start. So Nev and Harding are from the start.
From the start,
and then you get
there's depends on the order with a couple of them, but Lucio, I can't remember his fucking name.
The demon guy.
Lucian, there's a demon dude, and
then, so I got him, and then I got the elf tinkerer.
Balara,
who I love. She's great.
She was my least favorite.
Oh, really? I think she's hilarious.
She's funny sometimes, but she also has some like very much like annoying, like, considering how much like power she has and like what her responsibilities are, she acts like a 13-year-old sometimes.
She's a little ditzy. Yeah.
But no, that's she's the way fine. I would put it. I didn't hate any of the characters really.
Yeah. But I got through like Harding's first like companion mission, and I got through like a few of the story missions, and then had to start over. So I'm almost back to where I was, but I am enjoying it. And what's interesting is that I've tried other Dragon Age games and have not been able to get into it, but for some reason this one is grabbing me, and I think it's because I feel like I'm playing Melee Mass Effect.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. It definitely feels that way. Like during the gameplay, while you're in battles and things like that. It very much feels like Mass Effect to me. I don't know if the previous Dragon Age games did this, but they've got like the combos that you can do between the characters.
No, they
just
don't.
like Mass Effect did that.
Well, they do. The first Dragon Age is basically Knights of the Old Republic, but with high fantasy. And then 2 is more kind of like actiony. They all play totally different from each other. And then Inquisition is like Inquisition might have some of the combos, but it's not combos like they do in this, where it's like there's a starter and an ender. I can't remember what they're called. They might have like the synergy type stuff.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
An applier and like a detonator. Yes. And then
But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to continue playing it.
I liked it, man. I played the I beat it. I beat it not too long ago. Since before the last time we almost had a podcast, which seems like a month ago at this point.
I
know. It might be.
Do you remember that time when we did this on a weekly basis? I don't know.
Is that 2008?
Yeah.
2008. That's right.
Fuck. I see a lot of people like Travis doesn't like it. And his thing is, and I've seen other people say this too, is they like the combat at first and then they don't like it. Like it just kind of gets boring or something. I could see that. I
don't get that. It's like, do you like Mass Effect? Because that's what this is. It's literally that.
I didn't have a problem with it at all either.
Yeah.
But I could see that because you're not, after a certain point, you're not doing anything new. You're kind of just doing the same stuff, but it just looks cool and plays well. So I'm cool with that. The writing, a lot of people have a problem with, because some of it does seem very after school, especially. You'll have like two characters like yelling at each other or whatever, and then you're going in there and you basically settle it like it's like you're telling two toddlers that sharing is caring type shit. It's like, it's just, and
now.
No, dude, it's so much like that.
It sounds like I would be really good at this game.
You exactly.
Hey Geoff, what racing class did you pick?
I was a human, and the only reason I did a human, I was going to do elf originally, and there was a reason why I did human. I didn't want to be a dwarf because you can't use like magic. At least I think you can't use magic in it. There's some stipulation with and I was a ranger. Or are they called rangers? It's, oh my god, it feels like forever since I played this game. Yeah, it is ranger, right? It's mage, ranger.
No, it's fighter. It's like knight or fighter and rogue and mage.
Sorry, rogue. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah, I actually did a dwarf fighter because that's I was like, I don't care about magic. I just want to go in, like, this is high fantasy setting. I just want to go in and hack and slash shit. So, but the beginning of the game was really funny because it's essentially a dwarf party because it's you and Varric and Harding. So I was like, all right, dwarf party, let's go. But yeah, it's great. I like it. I'm gonna keep playing it.
I will say the last act is one of BioWare's best last acts, I think, in a game that they did.
Crystal said that it was really good. She said like it's, but like the last act is like when you start the last act, now you're going to the end of the game. Like that's what it is, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
and there's just a lot of decisions you have to make, and a lot of what you decide to do during the game up to that point will determine some outcomes. Okay. I do want to see what somebody who really didn't put a lot of time in, how their ending went. Ever since Mass Effect 2, if it's a BioWare game, I have to do all the...
Gotta do it all.
Not everything, but I have to at least do the
companion quests.
The companion quests, yeah. I have to make sure I do at least all of those.
You gotta. Because if you don't, fuckers die. Like,
that's
just how it works.
I lose one person.
Clearly, you didn't like this one, so not enough to save their homeworld.
My first playthrough through Mass Effect, I think I lost like 4 people. I was like, "Fuck,
what did I do?"
I was mostly because of I ignored the it was the ship upgrades I didn't do for that one because that was also the ship upgrades. If you didn't do, you could lose them. I was like, shit. But I did lose one person. But I want to know if that's story related or if it's if it
always happens or if it's because
because I don't know. And Tanya's not at the end yet either, so.
Or if you want to talk to Crystal about it.
Yeah, talk to Crystal.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
It sounds like she could write a compendium on it.
Probably tell you.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the strategy guide.
She wrote the strategy guide.
She wrote the damn thing, right?
Sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah. That's cool.
The other game I'm going to hold because I think you're going to talk about it, Geoff. So I'll come back to that. But
yeah,
Glenn, why don't we go to you, man? What are you playing lately?
I actually finished one of the backlog games that I said I would finish. I think the last time I was on the show.
What? Oh man!
What is that?
It's just me and you, Glenn. That's it. Nobody else has done any.
Nobody's done any. I'm going to do the other two before the end of the year, I think.
Hey, you got what? 11 days?
Yep. It's just Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sure I can finish that in 11 days.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got this. You got this. No problem. That game is so short. Like it's so yeah.
But the game that I did finish was Death Stranding, and it's one that I just everything about it was so weird. I'm like, I've got to see what the hell is happening in this game with Norman Reedus and the funky fetus, right? Like,
yeah, Norman Reedus and the funky fetus.
No, but like I was very blind to it. I didn't look up anything. I had nothing spoiled.
Oh,
so
nice.
I just, went in and I'm like, I started the game probably 5 times and I'm like, this is a walking simulator. I made it an hour in and I couldn't do it. I finally just decided I'm gonna buckle down and wait for this thing to bite me. And it went from at first it felt like a walking simulator, and then it felt like an inventory management simulator, and both of those things are just awful. But then when you get to I would call it Act 2, but it's probably like Chapter 4 or whatever because they break it up kind of funky. When you get to the central area, after you get to Lake Knot City, it really expands out, and this whole story is grown of the lore really expands. What you're doing really starts to make sense. You're bringing people things. It's less about you doing what you need to do to get your stuff done. It's about doing what you can to make the whole game a little easier for everybody else who is also playing the game, and then coming across things where other people like, hey man, I put a bridge here. I thought that might be easier for you than when I had to trudge through it earlier the first time. You're like, hey, thanks. And you can send people likes for doing that. There's no reason for you to do that. You don't gain anything. They don't gain anything.
But it's there. So
their stamina comes back, I think, if it needed it.
Okay.
But you can just tell people like, thanks so much. You can like them as many times as you can until the little like bar goes away. And like, it's really cool to fire up the game and come in and say, hey, you've got 1,300 likes from people who used a road you built, someone who used a zip line that you built, and this, that, and like it really started to feel good. And then the story starts just cracking at that point, and it's just a wild sci-fi ride. And it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier and crazier. Like whenever you plug into this little BB unit, it pops in, and you're seeing these memories pop up through the BB of Mads Mikkelsen, like going, hey, Merry Christmas, and like all this stuff. And it's all completely out of order, and you're just piecing all of these things together as you go. And then you get to the very end, and it just goes boom, 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 boom. And you learn, I don't know, there's got to be like 5 twists in this game. As you're playing it, everything just completely changes. You learn one new piece of information that completely changes what you thought you knew. And then they hand you another new piece of information where you're like, how could it possibly be more crazy than what I actually thought it was? So it's absolutely a wild ride. And anybody who hasn't finished it, put in the time, get through that first couple hours.
Finished it.
Get in
I
there.
never started it, so
I will. Like I have a clean
first.
I have a clean slate now, so I got to see if I can fit something in between now and whenever the next game is. I'm looking forward to. So
after you get through the first like boss battle thing that you have to do, and you start making friends, I would say, in the game, like things things actually matter.
That far.
No, I don't think so either.
I got further than I did the first time I tried it, and actually was enjoying it, then got sidetracked. I tried to go back to it a couple weeks ago, and I just forgot all the buttons and what I was doing and all that stuff. And that seems like a game where you kind of, I think you need to kind of stick to it. So I'm going to start over again. And Yeah.
One of the things I thought was interesting is you have to like center yourself if you're holding something heavy or if you're starting to fall. It tells you to pull. You either pull a trigger to the right to balance that way or the left to balance that way. You can hold both, and you like grab your backpack straps and you balance yourself out, and you're more sturdy. So some of the things you're hauling, you're walking and you're holding those two triggers the whole time. So you're actually getting a little
A
tired.
workout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you not that you feel like you're walking, obviously, but you're
Yeah.
like at the end, you're like, oh my God, I'm almost there. Can I please deliver this so I can stop doing this? You get that feeling along there. And I've read so many different people. I've just gone on Reddit posts. Again, this is kind of like Pantheon, like it really affected me in the story so much that I started watching videos on it and seeing other people's takes on it. And I saw a few Reddit threads that I was like, oh man, like they're talking about the time in their life that they happened to finish this game and how it was extremely relevant. The ending really related to things in their actual life and just like brought them to tears um, towards the final scenes of the last things that you have to do. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a bit of a roller coaster if you let it take you, but you
Mhm.
just buy in, just eat up the story and go all the way in
Go for it.
and let the feelings
I
feel.
feel like that game has had like a better tail end than a start end. Like I see way more people talking highly about it now, and people that have played it in
Yes.
the last like 3 years or 2 years than I had at like ever. Like, of course, you get the Kojima fans and stuff like that when it first came out. They're gonna whatever. They're gonna love it no matter what. But heard a
Mhm.
lot of people say it's very, very underrated, even though it got rated pretty well. But I guess it was kind of
Because
a
it was
walking
new.
simulator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was so people didn't really understand it, and then I think once people really got through it and beat it and everything, and now they're, they're pushing it and selling it. So people that are coming in new are like, oh, okay, and then they appreciate it more. I think my only negative is I downloaded for free on the Epic Store the regular version, regular edition,
oh, okay. Yeah.
because they were giving it away at one point. So that's what I played on the Steam Deck, and the director's cut has a lot of way cooler stuff that you can build to help traverse in the game. And
Oh,
I'm sad that I missed out on that. So the
Mm,
coolest thing that I got to use was a zip line, which don't get me wrong, was very cool.
cool.
There's a couple of spots where I trudged through to get there the first time, but after I between stuff zipline spots that other people built and what I built, and then there were a couple of things that had like a 60-minute timer to get done that I got done in 3.5 minutes because I could just
nice.
like, yep. All right. And back.
Just
Got
jump
it.
on the
We're
zip
good.
line.
Here's your
Nice.
Here
medicine.
we
Bye.
go.
So that, and then I will also save the other thing to hand it off to Geoff
Oh, I
when
was
he
gonna say
brings
you
it
might
up.
as well talk about the other thing.
All right, then. The other thing
Yeah.
is Balatro. I'm never going to say it right. I always feel like I'm
I don't
saying it
know if it's
wrong.
Balatro or
Yeah,
Balatro.
Balatro.
I think it's
Yeah.
Balatro. I don't know.
I think it is.
It
I
might
think
be
it is
Balatro.
Balatro. I think
Someone
that.
will correct us. Someone else will correct us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure
know the
somebody's
trailer
already
says
typing a comment.
Balatro. Yeah.
But it's, man, I didn't expect it to be any good, and then the VGA's
Same.
hype on it got me, and I'm like, all right, I'll bite. Let's play it. And wow, yeah, it's so much fun. It is so satisfying to watch these multipliers stack up when you get a good stack of like the jokers that give you good multiples, and they just, you play what really is kind of a crappy poker hand, but at the end of it you
You
get
get
like
like yeah.
$6,000 off of it on one hand. You're like, oh, I'm unstoppable. Let's go. And then you
Yeah.
get to the very next guy, and you get to a boss battle, for lack of a better term, a boss blind, I think they call it, and their special ability is it negates whatever cool thing you were using to get multipliers. So then next thing you know, you can't even touch the blind that you're supposed to get to,
That's how they
and
get
you're
you.
starting over. And I thought I thought it was going to be like a rogue light. I thought it was going to be one of those where you had constant power ups as you played that you hung on to,
Yeah. No, it's
but
a rogue
you do
like.
not, because
Yeah.
they call it a deck building roguelike. And
Mm-hmm.
usually the deck building ones, you build a deck that you keep. Um, Not the case. This is at
No.
the end, you are done and you are completely starting over. The only thing that does happen is you unlock certain cards. So like you can unlock decks that give you a different power up, but it doesn't seem to be like that. I'm just getting started, so maybe I'm
Well, that
completely
seems
wrong.
to be
They don't
the
seem to be that beneficial yet. Like
I
the one that I'm using gives me $10 to start.
yeah.
You know,
Well, that's what I think is the main part of the game. And those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, it's like it's a game based like it uses poker terminology, but it's really not like poker, especially when you start getting like the Joker cards, because you could make like a high card hand be worth like your most valuable hand that you want to play. You basically get a run of cards. There's each round or each session, or I don't even know how to put this. So there's an ante. There's 8 antes in a run of a game. So this is like a roguelite. You want to get like the 8th ante. Third round is like the last boss, so to speak. Each ante is 3 rounds: small blind, big blind, boss blind. But that's just what they're named. They have nothing to do with blinds and poker. You're not like putting in a big blind, small blind, raising, and anything like that. And you're just playing against yourself. You just need to beat a score. And then the boss blind will have like an effect, like it'll say like kings are worth nothing or something like that, something along those lines. And then you also get the Joker cards, which are your buffs. And you can hold 5 of those at a time, and they're basically, most of them are permanent in terms of as long as you have them up in your Joker section, they will work. It'll be like whatever your score is, it'll add like a 20 multiplier to it. And each round, the score you have to beat gets higher, and it's addicting. And the boss ones are the boss blinds are totally random. So I got a screwy one at my second time playing the game. I got to the 7th ante, and then round. Oh, I guess you have to do all of 8. If you have to get all of 8, then I didn't get to the last one. So I was like 7th ante big blind, and I went to the boss, and it was I was ready to go. I'm like, I got this. And then the boss was like, I can only play one hand. And the one hand was not the hand that I was building for. So I was like, there's no way. And it's just like, that would have been like start run over again kind of thing. I didn't do that because it was only my second game. I didn't really understand the game then either. But yeah, and then you go back to the beginning if you lose, and you have to do it again. But I think the thing is, you open up a bunch of cards, and the decks. The whole thing is, I guess people play them, and you beat it with the blue deck, then you try to beat it with the yellow deck, then you try to beat it with the whatever deck, and that's kind of seems to be how these people I've talked to are playing it. And Tanya's addicted. I got it for her last weekend, and she's been playing it so much. And I was watching her play, and I'm like, I got to try it and whatever. And then I've played it. Not a shitload, but enough for a card game that I never usually play card games that are single player. I'm really liking it. It's addicting. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's got those ticks.
It's one of those easy things too that you can put on if you're a work from home person. You can like play it between if you're waiting for someone to get back to you, or you're no, I wouldn't say play it in a meeting, but if you're in a meeting, nobody's really going to know. You can just pause it, or
you can do whatever.
Putting it on my wish list.
Yeah, it's good, man. I think you'll like it.
Give it a shot.
Do it.
It's definitely worth the hype it's getting. It's a lot more nuanced than what we're saying too, and it's also one of those games I think you really have to play it for yourself. Like
it's intriguing enough for me to want to know what it is at this point. It's like this is a card game. Like you just see poker cards, and everyone's saying game of the year, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So
it's hard to explain it. I didn't get it until I played it. I didn't even get it the first couple times. It wasn't until you start, you play and you get to know the nuances to it and everything, and how it kind of wants you to play, because it doesn't want you to play a certain way. You have total freedom to build your deck how you want with these jokers that have these different effects. Knowing that, and knowing what you can level up your hands. So in between rounds, you can, if you like, I like playing 4 of a kind, you can level up 4 of a kind if that card comes up, and go to level 2, level 3, level 4. So it's worth even more and more and more. And you can build these, like, get these hands like 4 of a kind kind of often in Full House, because you got like 8 cards does it deal you initially? It's a higher number of cards, and you can discard, and it's good, man. It's just one of those games you got to play. You got to try it.
All right. Good stuff. What else? I think we're on you now, Geoff.
Oh, well, I didn't. I thought we were still on Glenn. We were on Glenn just there.
I think that was Glenn's last game.
That's
I think,
it for
right?
Glenn.
Yep.
Let's hand it off.
Listen, host, you got to put that ending.
I am listening. That's why I knew it was your turn, Geoff.
I didn't say listen. It shows you weren't
Listen,
listening.
Geoff, he hasn't done this in a while.
What else you got, man?
It's been years. Indiana Jones. I've been playing that.
Let's talk about Indiana Jones. You beat that this morning already?
I beat it this morning. Yeah. Well, already is 25 hours ish, 26 hours, I think is what my timer said. So give or take a few hours, I guess, the way those timers work.
Before you jump into like your thoughts on the game in general, can I just say how fucking brilliant it is for them to start the game out essentially recreating the beginning of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, fucking brilliant.
Was awesome. Yeah,
it was
so good,
so cool. Like, and I don't know if it was shot for shot, but like
it was
there's a lot. Yeah, it's pretty close to shot for shot. It's really, really good. But that was super fun. Like, very, very, it really got me into it right away. Like, that was cool.
It's a cool set piece that'll get like the older crowd that grew up with Indy invested, and the younger crowd hopefully are like, hey, this is pretty cool. This is what a lot of video games are based on now that I have no idea what this is. So it is an Indiana Jones game. Takes place after a year after Raiders, before Temple of Doom, and it is first person, which I thought I was kind of iffy on that, if that was going to work. And after playing the game, I don't think this game, the way it's designed, would work in third person, especially the puzzles. The way a lot of the puzzles, like they just wouldn't feel the same. Like, you don't get that sense of like how big things are and like how intricate the puzzles are when you're not moving them in first person. I don't think that would, like, I kept trying to be like, okay, if I was playing Nathan Drake right now, would this puzzle be as good? And I don't think it would be.
Interesting. Okay.
It's just, yes, because a lot of them are to do with like kind of like perspective, and you're taking pictures of things. And I just feel if that was just third person, you're just like, hey, it just wouldn't work. I think it was the right thing for them to do for this. That really makes it stand out from those games and different. And it's not like Uncharted. It's not like Tomb Raider. It is a adventure game with immersive sim elements, I would say. And it's got some action in it. Not overly blown action, but it's got well, actually, you know what? No, I'm take that back. There are some very epic set pieces that has some good action in it.
Okay.
So this is Machine Games. They did the Wolfenstein reboots, or not reboots, I should say the new Wolfenstein games, because none of them are reboots. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. Chris, fill in something for a second. I had something I need to catch.
So the one thing that I've done so far, so you start out in his school, right? He's a professor, and you start out in his school, and he sees a figure and chases after him, and that kind of introduces you to, at least from what I gathered so far, part of the I'm trying to think of like a group of antagonists, right? So you get a little bit of a taste of that, and you end up having to fly to Italy. Is that where you go first?
Italy's the first stop, yeah.
So you go to Italy, and then one of the things that I thought was super interesting is that you fly to Italy, and like you have to meet up with someone, and it immediately turns into this is a stealth game, like because you're sneaking around. What's cool is that you can literally pick up almost anything to use as a weapon to knock guys out, like have like non-lethal damage to them or whatever. But you're just slowly.
Some of it's pretty lethal.
Some of it looks pretty lethal, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's very methodical, and I love that, to be honest with you. Like the like being able to plan out your move and kind of sit back and watch what's happening, and then go in and take guys out silently. Like I dig that stuff. I do find it entertaining how many shovels there are just laying around.
Yeah, there are a lot. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know why, but there's like shovels everywhere. So you just pick up a shovel, you hit a guy with it, it breaks, and then you go pick up another shovel, so but so I haven't finished Italy yet, though, so that I don't really know
You'll be there
past that
for a minute.
Okay, yeah, but from what I've played, like it feels like Indy, like he's using his whip to get around, and you know, he's like the sound effects when you're fighting, like if you're like in a fist fight and stuff, like really cool stuff. Like I just love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's the sound effects of the punching is very comically Indiana Jones, like a thud and like a boom, even like smacking people and like the Wilhelm screams in there, and it does feel like an 80s.
Is the music there?
100%. And that's what I think the music is so good. It does like these like tones and stuff when you go into somewhere new, and this might sound like, oh, every game does that, but it's so reminiscent. Like it just gives you that nostalgia for Indy, and it's so well done. Like I would put this right up there with the Arkham games and like the Spider-Man, like the Sony Spider-Man games, the Insomniac ones, in terms of like how they nailed the IP like to a T. And Troy Baker, killer Indiana Jones.
Sounds just like him. Sounds just like him, man. Yeah. I was surprised. Like and like even the guy that they got to play Marcus at the beginning, like he sounds pretty close to him too. Like I don't know if that's actually him. I doubt
I have no idea. No clue.
But yeah, he sounds like Marcus. Like he really does. So like they did a fantastic job with that. I haven't seen any other characters that I would know yet. So yeah,
I'm trying to think if you even do really, but
yeah, Troy Baker just nailed it. He nailed it.
Yeah, it's just so well done. It works. It's not. I think I had one thing I would call a glitch during the entire game. That wasn't like a ragdoll glitch that happens in any game with ragdolls in it. If you ragdoll someone close to like a bar, like a ledge or something, you know sometimes there's gonna be some funky shit where, you know, like their body falls, but their leg gets caught on something, so they're just kind of like half of their body's dangling and just like stuff like that. But it doesn't happen often. I didn't have any crashes or anything, and it's to get a AAA game that's like this these days, it's fucking rare.
Yeah,
that's actually runs well, and it looks phenomenal. Like I'm assuming you're playing on PC.
Yes, playing on PC,
and it like on console, like that engine, man, the IdTech engine. Like fuck Unreal Engine 5. Like it runs at locked 4K or 4K locked 60, pretty much 1800p, pretty much the entire time, and it's got ray tracing like baked it. Like the game doesn't run without ray tracing, so it's crazy how it holds up like that. And some engines are just not well optimized yet, I think, for consoles.
One of the things that I was surprised about is when I booted it up. You know, it's like most games, even modern games right now, when I get them started and go into the video settings and make minor adjustments, most of the things are on like very high or ultra or whatever. I come into Indiana Jones and like I'm seeing things on medium. I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Like what is going on? But it still looks great. It still looks fantastic. Like I think the only thing that was really on medium is they have like for PC, one of the settings is like your texture pool. Like I guess there's additional textures that you can use within the game somehow, and that was on medium, but everything else was on either high or very high or something like that. But yeah, it looks great. It runs at 60. I had a controller problem, and maybe someone can help me this. And maybe this is just like an 8-bit. I don't know if it's 8-bit do or 8-bit do, but I think it's 8-bit do. But and this is the second time I had a problem with this. While I was playing with that controller, when I used the left stick to moving forward and backward was fine. As soon as I tried to move left or right, the controller, it would register like I was hitting left and right on the analog stick and the D-pad at the same time. So I would move left and right, and it would pop up my inventory. And I'm like, what's going on here?
That doesn't seem right at all.
Right. So I'm not sure if, I mean, that's on, you know, Xbox for PC. So maybe it's just not registering the 8-bit do controller right. I don't know. But
no clue.
It would have to be an input mapping issue, right?
Yeah, I would guess. So I went and looked, and I couldn't figure out a way to fix that. So I was just like, I'm just not going to mess with it right now. That was the first time I tried to play it. And then, but the same controller, I was having problems in Dragon Age too. Like when I like it would start out fine. And then eventually what would end up happening is when I hit left or right on the analog stick, I couldn't get him to run. Like he would just walk. It's like I was just barely touching it so that he was walking. So I retired the 8-bit controller and I grabbed one of my PS5 controllers and I hooked it up that way, and now everything's been fine. So
there you go.
So I'm using a PS5 controller to play my Indiana Jones on Xbox or PC.
Xbox game on PC.
But shit, it works.
Yeah, may as well, dude. Like it's the immersive sim part comes in where it's like you have so many ways you can get into areas, and I usually have an issue with that for stuff like Dishonored or Deus Ex, because you have like these games where you are unlocking powers and things like that as you go on, like those games, and then I'll see a ledge or a computer terminal or something, and I want to get in, and it's like something is stopping me from doing that, and that kind of makes me feel overwhelmed, like I'm not playing like the game right or something. Like, why can't I do these things? And Indy isn't like a superhero. He doesn't have superpowers. You can do whatever you can do. Everything's opened, like you can do from the beginning. Like there's no powers you unlock. You can make yourself better in combat. You find these books and then you spend experience points to use the book stuff. Well, it'll get you extra stuff, but nothing in regards to getting where you need to go, or getting into, if you need to get into like the Sistine Chapel or something, you can get in everywhere you could get in that there is available, that a human could get in. And I like that. That made that totally took out that barrier for me for immersive sims where I'm just like, the downside is I do wish there was like a whistle or something like in stealth. Sometimes,
to get people to come over.
Yeah, but at the same time, dude, playing this just after playing like Star Wars really made me realize how bad the stealth in Star Wars is. Yeah, like it's just.
Apparently, they change that.
They did. I haven't played it since the patch. I might go back to it. We'll see. If I want to replay it. I like how the AI is not super smart. In a stealth game, you don't want it to be super smart. You just want it to be fun. So if you do get caught, only the people in your direct vicinity are probably going to know you're there and come at you. And if you are caught, there's where people you can run around, you can like hide. It doesn't take them forever to go back to their posts or whatever. And again, that took away that feeling of like anxiety of I need to do this perfectly stealth or else I might as well start all over again.
That's good to hear, because I haven't gotten to the part where it's been very difficult yet. So
yeah, it doesn't really get that difficult, at least on the normal difficulty. I never really I definitely died a lot, but it's mostly my fault. Like if you use your gun in this game, you're gonna call a lot of attention to you.
Sure.
Yeah, they are gonna come at you, and so if you use the gun to beat people with, because you can do that, there's no reload button, and when you hit what would be the reload button, so like X, he flips the gun over, whatever gun it is, and then you just start beating people with it. That's what it is now. It's a bat. or pistol whip them.
It doesn't break like everything else, right?
No, it does. Yeah, it does. You do have to repair your own gun. Yeah. You do. You get repair kits and you can repair it.
I picked up Glenn. I picked up a wrench.
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. I picked up a wrench and I hit two dudes with the wrench and the wrench broke. I'm like, people's heads are not that hard. Like
no,
not a craftsman. Not a craftsman.
There's so much stuff though. I love it. Like and you can use your whip to knock the weapons out of their hand. Like you can use the whip to get do a scorpion get over here type thing, and just you see Indy grab them by their shirt and just start hammering them with his other hand, and just in his quips he delivers one-liners all the time here and there. Nice. Stuff Indy says, and it has one of my favorite set pieces ever, and I think a game. It just totally was awesome. It was like one little set piece. I was like, oh, that was kind of cool. We're into this really fucking cool one, and I can't wait till you're there, Chris. I want to hear what you think about it.
All right.
It's you'll probably know when you see it, just because of the change of the pace of the game changes for a little bit, and it's like, damn.
I've got off until New Year's now, so I'm going to be trying to get some game time in.
For sure, definitely.
Nice. Very nice.
But yeah, it's Very surprising, man. I knew I was gonna probably like it. It's Machine Games. They never really made a dud except for Wolfenstein Youngblood, and that was co-developed by them. It wasn't even all of them. So I wasn't really sure. It being Indy, do I care about Indy? Current Indy, no. I didn't watch the latest movie.
I didn't either.
Did not like Crystal Skull.
Nope.
What is it? The Dial of Destiny?
Dial of Destiny. Yep. But once I played that intro sequence to this, I was right on, being like, "Holy shit,
up, man.
Indy's back!
This fired up."
Yeah, and this is by far the best Indy story outside of the original 3 films, and I would say maybe even better than, depending on where you put Temple of Doom. I might even put it above Temple of Doom in terms of story. It's that good, and there's good twists and stuff, and yeah. You think you know what the MacGuffin is in this one, because there's always a MacGuffin in these games, and you're like, I did not see it coming. I was like, okay,
nice,
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, I loved it, man. It's gonna be a fist fight between probably Metaphor and Indy for my game of the year this year.
Nice,
but I expected Indy to make the top 10, not
I didn't even know it was a thing. I don't know how. I don't know how either.
Yeah,
I must have completely missed that this was a thing, because
we've talked about it on the podcast for sure.
Okay, then I'm just old and forgetful. Then I don't know. That's my explanation at this point.
Nice.
So
there's so much more stuff I want to say that I just cannot remember right now, but I'm sure we'll talk about it again next time.
Yeah, we'll talk about it again for sure.
2 months. So, and we'll
2 months.
We'll get it on take 5.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, the voice side, the characters, the hint system. They don't tell you right away how to solve something, which is such a breath of fresh air. That's good. None of the puzzles are super hard. You're not gonna be banging your head off it. And if you do take a little bit, Indy just says something that he would say in the movie, like, how he talks to himself or whatever. He will do that. And when there is something that's revealed, it's usually because you have 2 people that are with you or whatever, and they talk like they normally would talk, and be like, you just kind of have to experience that too. It's hard to say. It's just so well done. Every aspect to it. I liked it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I can't wait for the DLC, which hopefully
good stuff.
Well, DLC is probably going to come out when it comes out on PS5. They'll probably do when that DLC comes out, that's when they'll drop it.
And they'll make like a complete edition or something for PS5.
Probably, yeah. It's supposed to be in the spring or something like that. So.
Gotcha. Good stuff.
Yeah. So that's
anything else?
No, okay. There's other shit, but I don't want to. We've gone a little bit long in the distractions, so
yeah. Let's jump into Game Awards.
Let's do it.
So we're doing something a little bit different with Game Awards. I like everybody should. It's easy to go out and refer and find out what won what, and so we're not going to do that. But one of the things that we were talking about is like 2 or 3 things from each of us that was really impactful, whether it's positive or negative, but impactful to us about the Game Awards. So that's kind of what we're going over. Geoff, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Well, no, you guys go, because I actually don't. All of mine are basically game related, so I can just say them. I can just I will say them. Okay, I'll start and say Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. That was like that starting. They put that in the pre-show. I was angry about that. I was like, how do you put a comeback to a fucking great series? And it's 2D.
It so good too,
and it's done by the Blasphemous people. Yeah.
It's like finding a hidden track on your favorite album, though, Geoff. I think that's why they stacked it that way.
That's why they did it that way. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I was surprised at. First of all, I was surprised at that announcement. I thought, I'm really happy about that. But yeah, I'm with you. It's like, why is that on the pre-show? It should be like one of the marquee items that you're looking at. Like people know that IP. So one of the things that I certainly wanted to call out that I was really happy about, and a couple of mine are related, but they did this. I think I'm pretty sure it was new for this year. The Game Changer Award.
Yes, that was.
And they gave. I don't remember the dude's name, but they gave it to that dude that essentially created essentially a community.
Amir.
For Amir, yes, created a community for some of the developers and other, industry people that have been laid off over the past several years and help them find positions in the gaming industry, across the country, across the world. Like, just to have the foresight to do something like that and the heart to do something like that. Like, I think the idea about having that award is great. And the dude that got it and what he was doing, so incredibly impressed at that type of stuff. Like, I'm really, really happy to see that.
It was really, really cool to see.
It was super touching.
I loved it too. That was one of mine as well.
Was it? Okay. Like, and just hearing some of the developers talk about like the experience with the community and how it changed things for them. So, props to Keeley and his crew for coming up with that particular award, and props to Amir for doing that. Like, that shit was awesome. I was really, really happy to see that. When we have so much negativity when we're talking about news of the industry, to see something like that, it was really, really just, I don't even know the word to use for it, but it was a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it was
very uplifting.
Give you some hope.
Really, really happy with that. So that was one of mine.
He seems so genuinely humble too. Like, when he got up on stage and accepted it, he really didn't do this expecting any recognition. This was 100% a passion project of, this isn't right. What can I do to make it a little more right? So I think that's awesome.
You could see it when he started breaking up at the end too, started breaking down a little bit.
Nice. Glenn, did you have another one?
Yeah, I do. Surprisingly for me, one of the things that really got me, they did the orchestra right, and they were playing a lot of different moments from the different games and everything like that. Arcane, I just finished the season 1 and season 2. I did season 1 forever ago, but I just finished season 2. And when they were going through and doing the Arcane soundtrack and the orchestra was playing through and everything like that, I was actually feeling that one in my chest a little bit. I was like, okay, this is really good. You reminded me of all of the low points and the high points of this story, and I'm not ready for that right now. I thought how they put that together and really highlighted, because the artwork and everything that went into Arcane, the reason why it's so unique is there's like 10 different styles of media that they're using in every episode for the artwork. It's not any one thing, it's the combination of everything. And they displayed it all so well and mashed it up so well together with the artists that were performing as well as the orchestra that was performing. And you could see even a lot of the presenters and things came on stage after that, and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for an Arcane orchestral moment. That's really, really taken me out. That was one of my moments for the show for sure, that I paused and just watched.
Very cool. I don't know if I wanted to say another game though. I'm trying to think. Honestly, like I like the Game Awards for what they are. It's mostly the trailers that I watch for. I guess I'm just gonna say the thing I said would be is it's the best one so far, but I still think there needs to be more time given to the awards. Like going like just spewing off like 4 or 5 awards at one time in like a minute period.
Yeah,
it seemed like a commercial like event with awards as like the actual like timing of like commercials would be. It's a minor gripe because they are getting better, but a lot of the awards were just like, here's like 5 awards I would get given out tonight. It's like, okay, they did a better job with the speeches though. I'll give it that.
right.
I'm happy about that. That's one of the positive things that I'll say. Let's go back to you because Chris is I don't know. I'm sure one of the kids.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of dealing with something right now. Go ahead, Glenn.
No worries.
No worries. Well, so my other one then was I'll go with a game, Intergalactic. That cinematic trailer really got me, and I know it's a cinematic trailer. It may have zero to do with what the game actually is going to play like or what the story is actually going to be, but the way that they presented everything, I didn't really realize why it hooked me as much, I think, until afterwards talking with a couple of folks, and I realized that it's not derivative of this, it's not referencing this, so I don't want the people to light up over it, but it had a real Cowboy Bebop vibe the anime to it. Like the ship that she's flying had some motorcycle like controls. There's it's very music centric. She's got that like 1,000 disc CD changer that's popping the disc onto like an old phonograph looking disc player. The old CRT TVs, like she's sitting and watching an old anime before she walks out and talks with the person that finds her bounties and gets them together. So they kind of really flash quickly gave you, this is this person. She's an anti-hero. She's not always going to do the right thing. The person she's working with doesn't even want her to go after this guy, but clearly here's this nice little conspiracy theory board on the wall. She's obsessed with him, so she's going to do everything she can to try to find him, and we don't even know why. But all of that just added up together, and really, like, yes. I watched the whole thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm buying this. I'm definitely going to buy this game. And then come to find out, I could tell listening, but then to see it absolutely happen, that it's Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross doing the soundtrack, just absolutely puts the final nail in there that I'll definitely day one buy this, and I'm hoping that I day one love this.
I am back. I apologize.
No worries.
My one of my I just had to
Kids?
calm my wife down here because one of my cats has epilepsy and she just had a seizure.
Oh.
So Crystal
no.
came down to take care of her. So love
I
you.
hope she's okay.
It's something we've been dealing with. She's been going through it. She's on medication for it. And it's been a while since she's had one, but it's like she's had two very close together now. But like before the last one she had, it was months. So we were hoping that things were getting better, but it passes relatively quickly. And to get back to this, let's my other one is kind of related. My next one is kind of related, and that is Larian's speech before they gave out the game of the year.
That speech I really
straight
liked.
out calling out the big publishers for the layoffs and things like that, like straight out calling people out for that and just saying, what you should be doing is making the game for the love of the game and for what the players want. It's like, do that and the profit will come.
Not the pockets of the CEOs and the bottom line.
Yeah. And the investors. It's like, fuck them. Worry about the players. That's what they do. That's what they've always done. And it shows when they put their games out. So, I loved hearing that. I loved them calling them out. So props to them for that. That was great.
Cool. Do you have any thoughts on Intergalactic?
Oh God, sign me up, man! I'm all about it. I know they haven't really shown much, but
that's the thing for me. Sorry, go ahead.
It's hard for me to not be at least intrigued. I think that's the thing. But I'm with you guys. Like there was a lot of talk in the Discord when that was going on. It's like total missed opportunity for not using the song. It's like, why didn't you use the song?
Sabotage? Yeah.
Sorry,
Sabotage. Beast Boys Intergalactic. Yeah, I don't know why Sabotage came to my mind.
So
obviously.
but yeah, I mean, I'm certainly going to keep an eye out for it.
I'm pumped for it, but nothing to do with the trailer. Like, I don't think to me, and I don't want to like poo on it. It just gave off Guardians. Like, it wasn't anything original to me. I'm excited because it's Naughty Dog. And Naughty Dog makes very good games.
No, that's what it is for me too. It's because I haven't been disappointed by Naughty Dog in a while.
Yeah, I know it's going to be good. And the little tidbit of action they showed looks like it could be cool, like melee combat. Hell yeah, they haven't really done that before. I mean, yeah, you can punch and stuff in like Uncharted and Last of Us, but they weren't like the primary combat in it.
You don't want to. You don't enjoy it when you do.
No, yeah, it's not the best.
I'm
pretty hyped. Yeah.
I know. I like one of the things, Geoff, that you and I spoke about. I don't remember if it was on Discord or what, but is when is this going to come out? The big thing I'm hoping is that it's sooner than we think because they've been working on it since 2020. They said.
Yeah.
And then we also talked about.
Was that going to be visually? Is it going to run on? Base PS5.
Visually, what it looked like in those, like they said it was like real time or in engine, right? So if it's in engine, I'm like, I guess that's on a Pro.
It said it was rendered in engine on a PS5. It didn't say Pro, but they don't really, I guess, have to say Pro. They just have to say PS5.
That's a good question. I'm not sure, but you made a really good point to me when I brought that up. If there's anybody that can get, the amount of power out of the system that would make it look that way, it's not.
And I honestly don't think the Pro is that much of an upgrade to be like, it's going to be that much better on the Pro. Just look at any of the other games that are out for it now. Like, the jump is not that big. So I don't think it's... And they already have, like, Last of Us 2, Last of Us 1 look amazing on the base PS5.
Yeah.
And not saying they didn't... They're obviously going to have a different... they're going to, crank it up to 11 type shit. But I think you'll be good. I think anyone with a base PS5 will be good. We'll be fine. Yeah. If anyone could do it, it's them. Them and Gorilla have such a good. They have good game engines that run on that hardware. So
yeah, absolutely.
I wouldn't be concerned. I mean, hey, and my other thing to that was I don't even think you have to worry about the Pro, dude. I think the PS6 might be out when that game comes out. So.
Yeah, depending. Yeah.
So I think the PS6 is out like 2027 at the absolute latest. And I think this game is at least 2026. So I think it's got a good chance of being on the PS6.
Multi-platform.
Like cross-gen, yeah. It wouldn't be the first time they've done it. I mean, Forbidden West, right? And not them, that's Gorilla, but Sony still made that happen. And it looks great on a PS4, that game.
Yeah.
So I have trust.
Let's
issues.
See. I know I kind of was separated there for a little while. How far in are we? Have each of you done two or three?
Just to do another one. We've both done, I guess, two technically.
Okay. I only have one more. My last one is it's talking about Game of the Year again. Is the speech that the Astrobot folks did, where they were straight up giving props to Nintendo for like essentially. Maybe not creating the platformer genre, but certainly being the industry leaders within it, and saying, this is where we got the inspiration about it. I thought that was a really cool moment.
That's pretty obvious, yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But it's cool to see them do that, and it's even more interesting to see a Sony studio do that. Like,
it's interesting and ballsy.
Yeah. Very ballsy. I'm watching
Bring
for the
more
news
attention
where
to
they.
it.
Yeah, let's hope we don't see any layoffs at Asobi, right? So those will be like retribution or something. But really, really liked that they gave that nod to Nintendo. So that was really cool
for sure. Glenn, you said you had another one or no?
I do have another game one. And because I was just very surprised by it after specifically being asked, will there ever be any more Elden Ring, a sequel, or Elden Ring DLC? And then all of a sudden, here's of course they did painstakingly introduce a new standalone project.
They have to
make sure you understand this is not DLC. That one definitely has piqued my interest. The Elden Ring 3-player co-op. What is it? Travis looked into it a lot more than I actually did to see details on it, but it sounds like it's going to be like a roguelike 3-player co-op sort of
battle royale.
Elden Ring game. Battle Royale-esque. I don't know exactly
you're not fighting
what it's
people,
be.
but you're
looking at
circles.
the trailer though, like well, and things like. So they saw like this like travel through these birds that like come pick you up and stuff like that. They definitely showed at least one character that did like a double jump thing to get over part of the land, and some of the moves looked less soulsy and more just more action melee. So I'm real interested to see how this is gonna play, and if it's actually is it just in the universe? Is it actually in the lands between? Are we gonna recognize any people or places? Or is it just going to be a totally, this is happening while this other stuff is happening in parallel, but never the two shall mix,
I hear you. Yeah, I was pretty hyped for that too until they said it's primarily co-op, and then they lost me. Not that I don't like co-op games. I just immediately that puts a timer on how long I'll be able to play this game. And you can only play it 1-player or 3-player. You can't play it 2-player, which is very strange.
Why would you do that? That's weird.
No idea.
Huh.
It's 1 or 3. So
Weird.
you have to have 3 people, or you're playing it by yourself.
I just hope the multiplayer works the same.
Oh,
You have to put down your little sign and walk up to it. And
Oh my god, I'm intrigued by it a lot. If the single player, like if you can play it viably single player, I just don't think the way it's described the game. I don't know if it would be as fun single player, but yeah, definitely looking forward to that. They didn't give a release date for that though, did they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They just said 2025, I think. I don't know. I don't think they did.
Yep.
Cool. Well, all my stuff is mostly game related, and I don't want to double dip because we are going to do the Hypemeter, the Nabeshin Hypemeter, which is something he started years and years and years ago when we had this going back in the late 2000s. So we're going to go through
his. It will always be his.
It was his idea. It was original. We did it for pretty much every single conference and any award show, I think.
Yep.
I think it actually started with one of the Game Awards, if I'm not mistaken. It might have.
Or an E3, I think.
It was one of the two, yeah. So we're going to go through...
They're essentially the same thing.
Yeah, pretty much they are. This is Winter 3, yeah. So we're going to go down all the games that were revealed, and we're going to give our one-word answer on how hyped we are, and if we want, we can follow up with like a quick sentence. Not go into detail. And I'm not even this year... I'm not
too much to go into detail.
I'm not even going to look up the game because the way I look at it is if we don't know, if we have to be reminded about what that game was, chances are it's going to be a meh or a who guess. Just throwing that out there. So no looking up the game aloud. Or you can get like one game look up.
One game look up.
So the criteria is, well, not the criteria, the levels.
The levels.
Motherfucking truth is that's the highest. That's we are excited. We have woot, self-explanatory. We got nice, which is, yeah, looks good. Meh, totally indifferent. And who gas, which is, of course,
who gives
a shit. First came up, Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Chris.
Oh, motherfucking truth, I'm all over this. Yes, please.
Glenn.
Motherfucking truth. I'm ready. I want it.
Also a motherfucking truth here. Mentioned earlier. Shadow Labyrinth. Now this one is the Pac-Man game that also looks like a Metroidvania, which from Namco. Yeah, weird. I don't know how. At first I was like, this is a new Pac-Man game. Then I was like, no, it's not. It's a fucking side-scrolling action game. What's going on here?
Yeah, the weird thing is like wherever I place this, I feel like it needs a question mark at the end. So it's
it really does.
It's like woot? I guess. I don't know. Woot? Yeah, I'm going woot. We'll go with that. Because I'm a Metroidvania fan more than anything. So
I'll go nice. We'll see, because I don't really even remember it right now.
Yeah, I'm going nice. Or one, oh crap, I just started deleting this. It's the One Move On, I think it's called. It's the first person like packing game, but you're loading up.
One move away, yeah.
One move away, yeah. You're loading up like a moving truck.
Yeah, the real, so I joked with my wife about this when after they announced it. I was like, oh, you know how we always talk about how you need me to Tetris things into the trunk? Yeah, they made a game about that now. Yeah, they made a, who gives a shit?
Did you ever play packing? That was kind of fun.
No, I don't.
Or unpacking, sorry, not packing.
No, unpacking. I'm good. Who guess? Thanks.
I'm a meh for this one. Glenn?
Okay. I'll say meh, and the caveat is if they somehow sneak a story in there about it, I might be
there will be. Unpacking has a story.
Yeah, it's you're moving from, I guess it's a career thing. I don't know. You're moving from place to place.
Probably, yeah. Do you have to buy beer for your friends?
It depends how much that rips at the heartstrings.
Gotcha.
Yeah, right. So make some pizzas.
Yeah. Get some pizzas. Yeah. Get drunk halfway through and then do the rest of it the next day. Who's done that?
And then you slam the trunk closed. Make sure everything. Yeah.
Slay the Spire too.
Why wasn't this fun?
I never played the first one, but I heard good things, so I'll go with nice.
Yep, nice.
Nice. Also going nice. I have also not played the first one, but it's talked about pretty highly.
Same.
Dave the Diver in the Jungle.
Again, haven't played the first one, but I heard you guys talk about it a lot, so I'll go with nice again.
I've never played it.
Well, I know that was it
Jason and Travis.
Jason and Travis talked about it last year, right?
Yeah. Like I definitely haven't played it. Glenn, have you played it?
I have not played it. I'm gonna. I don't know. I've heard good things. It's really popular on the Steam Deck for folks because it's one of those games that plays really well on there. I don't know. I'll give it a meh for now.
That was last year's Game Awards controversy. Do you guys remember that? Where it was up for a best indie game, and it's nowhere close to an indie game.
Oh yeah, it's not an indie game, yeah.
Oh,
Tales of the Shire.
Meh. Yeah, I just don't think I would play this.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving it a who gas. I would not touch this. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
I should also
I am not the target demographic for this game.
Yeah, I should let people know who might not know. We're not saying what we think if the game's going to be good. It's strictly our interest in the game. So a who gas doesn't mean it's going to suck or we think it's going to suck. It's just we have no interest in it.
No,
Glenn,
our word is law. So.
It could just be a legitimate question. Who does give a shit? Write in and tell us.
Yeah. Were you a who gas, Glenn? I didn't hear. Or were you a?
I'm a meh. Sorry. I'll.
Gotcha. Midnight Murder Club.
Who gas? I do not care.
Yeah, I'm probably who gas in this one as well. Glenn.
Oh, I put it as a nice, but I don't know. It sort of, I don't know. It looks like it's one of those games that is either going to be pretty funny to play with the right group of people or the most annoying game I've ever played. And I can't decide which one it's going to be.
I've already said it's going to be the second one, Glenn. That's where I'm at. So it's just, I'm already in that latter camp right now. That's where I'm at. So.
Kiora.
That was.
I don't remember this one, so I'm gonna have to go meh.
It was. I think it was like a. If I remember correctly, it was like a more old school looking multiplayer Metroidvania thing. So nice, maybe. Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. I said nice because it looked like it was kind of chill, and I've been trying to look at games that I think I could get my daughter into.
Yeah,
she's starting to get to the point where she could hold a controller and play, and so it could be something we could play at the same time. So yeah,
the game seemed more like it was focused on the exploration part of the whole thing. So,
rematch.
I gave you like a little bit of a preview of a Big Bad, but that's about it.
Yeah. So rematch, I am a nice, and the reason I'm a nice is because it kind of reminds me of like
Rocket League,
real soccer Rocket League.
Yeah, kind of.
So that's where I'm feeling right now. So I'm semi interested in how this is going to turn out. So I'm a nice there.
I'm a nice as well. It's also the seafood developers, so I did not see this one coming from them.
Oh yeah.
Glenn, did you say one?
I'm a who gas.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Fuck soccer.
Solasta 2.
Which one?
Solasta 2.
Meh. I don't remember what it is.
Neither do I. So I'm going to say meh.
I don't remember either.
So that's either a meh or who guess all the way through. The Witcher motherfucking 4.
The motherfucking truth. Like,
yeah.
I don't care if it was just a cinematic. I was like on the edge of the couch, like, this is so cool. Like, 100% on board. Even though I still have not been able to successfully get into a Witcher game, I'm still gonna try it. I'm still gonna try it,
especially now. It's current gen update.
I reinstalled 3 literally right after I watched the trailer. When
Makes sense.
The trailer hit, and I'm like, go into Steam, reinstall. There we go. So yeah, I'm all about that.
Very cool. Glenn, did you get
bought it after that trailer? So I'm gonna put motherfucking truth as well.
Nice. Elden Ring Night Rain. Glenn obviously is gonna give this one a who guess?
Woot.
I'm also giving it
give it a woot.
I'm giving it a woot, with a borderline on the motherfucking truth just because it's Elden Ring.
I'm going to give it a woot as well, but it's still going to be one of those things where I need to wait and see what happens. Like, because the 1 or 3 players thing is kind of weird. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PC.
Who
gas for me because I don't have a PC.
I do. Who gas?
Nice. I have a PC. Nice.
Catly.
Which one?
Catly.
It
was the one with the cats.
Yeah. Meh. I don't remember.
I think I don't remember is probably the grade below Who gas.
Yeah, really, right? Actually, it kind of should be, yeah, because if we're Who gassing something, we definitely know what it is. I'm also giving it a meh. I mean, whatever, cute, but not my thing. Untitled Gen Design game. Those are the Eco and Shadow of the Colossus people that made their new studio. They showed that mech thing. This you'll definitely be playing on your new Xbox or your PS6.
Yeah, that's right. Next gen. Next generation.
Be even the one after that, actually.
If Last Guardian is any indication. I'm gonna go with a nice on this. I thought it looked pretty cool. I still don't know what it is, so kind of cautiously optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll give it a nice as well. I have no idea what it is that I was watching, but I'm interested and I would like to know more, please.
Yep, they're kind of like this. Yeah, I trust in the developer. The Outer Worlds 2.
Nice.
I'm a woot for that one.
Okay.
I like the first one a lot.
I'm a meh.
Oh man, so good. Split Fiction.
Oh man. I'm a woot for this one. Like, I never played It Takes Two, and now I want to.
That's so good, man.
So,
it's really good.
Listeners,
it's really good.
If anybody wants to play It Takes Two, let me know, because I want to play it now, and I've got it on. I can play it on PS5 or PC. So
you have to play with your significant other. It's a rule.
My wife
as a boy.
My wife saw a video of it, and she's like, "Chris, I'm not going to be able to play this. I'll suck at this game."
It's possible. That's why Tanya. I didn't try to get Tanya to play it.
Yeah,
So
invites out there. If anybody wants to play with me, let me know.
Come play in my sandbox.
That's right.
I'll play it again.
Their other games are good too.
I'll give it a woot. I played the It Takes Two with Amy, and we played through all of that. We also played through Cuphead together. So
wow, through Cuphead.
Yep, we beat that.
Okay,
yeah,
good stuff.
Like all the way through. Yep. So same thing. I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. I want to play this one. Because we played It Takes Two. There's a chess game in It Takes Two. We actually spent one night just playing chess in It Takes Two.
Some of the mini games in that game are really addicting. You'll play them for a while.
Oh man, I told Crystal about the dragon egg stage and showed her the trailer, and she's like, "That's all I need to see. I'm on board. Let's go." So she It Takes Two would probably be hard to get her to play it, but she's on board with Split Fiction. Yeah,
I am also a woot.
Nice, awesome.
Fragpunk.
I don't know what that is. So meh.
It's a first-person shooter with cards. Yeah, I don't think it's for you.
Meh. I will reiterate.
I'll give it a nice.
It looks like a live service game.
Probably is. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a meh because I'm sick of live service games.
Live service game, who gas? Let's move on.
At least it looks original. I'll give it that. That's why I'm giving it a nice and not a meh.
Yeah.
Killing Floor 3.
Nice. Like, I did Killing Floor. It's fun.
I never played it, but I will give it a nice because this one does look pretty good. Not that the other ones aren't good. I just haven't played them.
Yeah, I played Killing Floor 2 quite a bit.
Stick with nice also.
I kind of feel like it's something I've got to do because they're a Georgia-based developer. So, but yeah, we've played it. Like some of the Destiny crew, we've gotten together and played it.
Nice. Steel Hunters.
Transformers? Does Michael Bay direct this?
Oh, is that this one? Okay,
it looks neat, but I just don't think it's for me. It's just it's a competitive like multiplayer thing. Meh.
Yeah,
not for me.
That's why it's a meh for me too.
Yeah.
Black
Same.
Frost, The
Want it to
Long
be nice
Dark
at least.
2.
I don't know. I'm between there.
Black Frost, The Long Dark 2.
Oh no.
I don't know what that is. Meh.
Neither do I. I've heard of the first one, so it's a meh from me. Borderlands 4.
I've heard of the first one. It's a survival game. I don't like those.
Oh,
so
I don't like those either.
It's a who guess for me. Then
It's a big old meh for me.
Yeah.
Borderlands 4.
4.
I'll go woot for that.
Glenn?
Yeah, woot as well. I'd never beat 3. I never played 3. Borderlands was one of my favorite IPs for a while, and my only worry is that Borderlands 4 looks like it has lost. It may have lost some of that Borderlands specific.
Oh, I think
charm.
it lost it before 3.
So
it'll be interesting. That's why I'm giving it a meh. They need to prove it to me that this is more like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
What about that great movie though?
Oh my god!
Sorry, gives a shit.
I'm not even gonna put this next one. That's not a game. That's just Clive being in Tekken 8.
Who guess?
Yeah, like I'm gonna give it a nice, sure, whatever. I'm not gonna play it, but it's cool that he's in there. Splitgate 2.
Splitgate 2. I don't know what that is.
I was amazed Splitgate 1 was that
good,
successful. So I'm going to say who guess.
Really? If there wasn't Halo, it's Halo with portals, basically, Chris. It literally is like very much Halo
and Portal.
Oh well, in that case, who guess?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a who guess. I will. Yeah, I'll probably try it. And that's it. Mecha Break.
Yeah, I'll download it.
Again, I don't know what that is. So
is Mecha Break the one, the Transformers one, or Steel? I'm getting the two mixed up now because I'm not sure which one's Mecha Break and which one's Steel Hunter or whatever.
Steel whatever was the one that had like animal like mechs that you could get into also.
Gotcha.
Mecha Break I think is just normal-ish mechs, but I think it is also competitive. So I don't know.
Again, competitive. Meh.
Yeah, don't know.
Virtua Fighter.
I'm not going to buy it because I don't buy fighting games anymore. But I'm still a nice on this because I like that they're jumping back into Virtua Fighter. I like they're bringing it back.
I am a woot, and I will not play it online probably.
No, please don't.
I'll give it a meh because I'm not really into 3D fighters. I just can't. That extra dimension just makes me not enjoy it even more than some of the
2D ones. Yeah. Oh my god. Project Century. It's the new Yakuza, but in the olden times.
I'll say nice on this one.
Glenn?
Yeah, nice.
I will also say nice. Turok Origins.
Normally, I would just like toss this aside, but I don't know why. Maybe it's that like I have this like nostalgic thing with Turok because of when it was originally on N64, but I'm kind of a nice on this one. I kind of want to see what they're going to do with it.
I would have been a nice normally. I upgraded to a woot when it's Saber Interactive, and they have been on fire lately. Warhammer Space Marine 2 is fucking excellent.
Nice. Okay.
I'll say nice.
Helldivers 2, Omens of Tyranny. Oh, geez. There's some news regarding that, actually. But that was the day one drop. Well, you know what it is. You played. Yeah.
I'm a woot there. Yeah. I'm always willing to play some Helldivers.
Some Helldivers.
Woot as well.
Because we didn't do a news section, they released the Killzone cross whatever, the pack with like the skins and the guns or whatever, and they were originally charging like $20 or something like that per like skin pack.
Jeez.
And everyone was pushing back, and they came out today and they're changing that, and I think everybody's getting the second set for free.
Nice.
Yeah, don't quote me exactly on that because I just saw this like not too long ago, so I didn't really read all the details.
If you're gonna charge me $20, I better be able to be Nicki Minaj. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, or Post Malone. Yeah. Heard Post Malone made a really good game lately. That's you should check that out.
What's it called?
I don't know. I haven't heard it. I think it's called like Hunt or something like that. That's
Hunt.
For those,
no, that
it's
can't
a
be
bit
like
of an
it's a
inside
stupid
joke.
name for a game.
Yeah, we know what Hunt is, but there's a couple people who will get that and either be fuming or laughing really hard. Warframe 1999.
Meh.
Really?
I know Warframe's good. I just don't play it. So
yeah,
it looked good. Looked better than I expected Warframe to look, but I don't know. I'm not going to play it because it still feels like Destiny Junior to me, and I'm just so Destinied out from the time that I spent there that I just don't want to. I'll call it a meh.
Destiny Junior.
I'll give it a nice. I want to play these games, but they're so hard to get into now.
No.
Fraser, you need to be our Sherpa, man. We're gonna even attempt to get into these. He plays a lot of Warframe.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, he has like thousands of hours in it. Palworld Fey Break DLC. Whogas. Let's keep that.
Whogas. Keep going.
Whogas.
Wuthering Waves.
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I. I am metting that. Glenn.
Nope.
I have a feeling some of these are ones I actually saw at the time and were like, oh, that actually looks pretty cool. It's just that I haven't. It's been so long.
But you don't remember the name? Yeah.
Yeah. Onimusha, Way of the Sword.
Ooh, Woot.
Woot as well.
Yes.
Yeah, Woot.
I have been wondering where that franchise has been, so I'm all about it. Bring it on back.
Oh yeah. The First Berserker Kazan.
Nice. That looked interesting.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was in the beta for this or whatever. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about. Like, I can't remember if it's one of the ones that's like, yeah, please don't say anything.
Just assume it is then.
You can tell us how excited you are about it.
It wasn't like a pay-in. It wasn't. It was just like an invite thing through the Xbox Insider app. You could like apply to it, and I'm pretty sure it's.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'll give it a nice. It has some stuff that I hope changes. Dungeon and Fighter Arad, same universe as the First Berserker. And you got.
I'm probably not going to play that one though. Meh.
Yeah, I'm just a meh. Glenn, Glenn, are you looking shit up?
Same.
Oh, it's like
no, I'm on like a 4-second delay with my my audio equipment, so
that makes sense. Dying Light, The Beast. I'm going for this.
I'm not a Dying Light fan, so just meh for me.
Yeah, meh, same.
Here it is right here. Post Malone's Murder Circus, also known as Hunt Showdown 1896. Brand new game.
Murder Circus? Who guessed? No.
Who guessed?
I do not. Yeah. No. Moving on.
If there's one episode I wish Harlock listens to,
I'll give it a nice.
Was this one. I will also give it a nice. I really wanted to Who Gas it more than anything, but it's Chris, just to fill you in a little bit of the inside, it's the only game Harlock plays. So he's been trying to get us to play it for a long time.
He tries to conscript us for every single day. He's like, "Oh, hey, this is on Game Pass now. You know, everybody can play it." And they redid it. It's in a new engine. Come back, guys.
I even bought the game back in the day and played it like a couple days with him, and then we just keep pretending we have no idea what the game is. It's funny to us.
Every time he brings it up, we're like, "What's Hunt?" 40s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what's Hunt? What? Oh, Post Malone's new game. Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Squid Game Unleashed.
Nice. I'll try. I'll give it a look.
I'm gonna meh the game. The show's great, but
show's
I'm
great.
gonna give it a meh because it looks like the game. The show is good, but they made it look like just Fall Guys. Like they took all of the Squid Game out of it and just made it.
That's why I'm interested, is because they made it look like Fall Guys.
Oh god, stage fright.
Meh.
I may as well. I don't remember it. Game of Thrones, King's Road.
Nope. Game of meh.
Meh.
I'm also mehing it.
Would have been woot if it came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Sometime before the last season would have been nice. When was the last season? That also seems like forever ago. Double Dragon Revive.
It does.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm mehing this until we see more. It does not look good.
Oof.
Yeah. A lot of people thought it was a fighting game. I'm sure, like, we've been talking about it a little bit in the InDis Discord. People have had, like, videos and, like, screenshots, and it just doesn't look good, especially for an Arc System Works game. It looks like it should be really good, but it just doesn't. Screamer.
That's the race.
I don't even remember.
That is the racing one, yeah. I thought this was Blur when they first showed it, and I was like, oh shit, they're bringing Blur back. Whoa, motherfucking truth.
Yeah.
I'll give it a nice.
Give it a nice.
It's pretty.
I'll give it a nice. Yeah, looks cool. The Last of Us Part 2 remastered for PC again.
Meh.
Well, if it runs anything like The Last of Us remastered, the first one did, I'm going to say who guessed.
It doesn't run well. You have a PS5. There you go.
Oh my god.
I think you have a PS5.
What's that?
Yeah, but he plays everything on Steam Deck right now.
That's true. That is very true.
Everything. Always. I have a Series X too and a Series S, and I don't use either of those. I have a laptop next to me with a 3080 in it. I don't use that either.
It's all about the Steam Deck, baby.
All about the Steam Deck. I actually just bought The Last of Us 2 remastered like last week. It was on sale. So maybe that's what I'll play between now and whatever this game is.
That's one of my backlog games, so I've got to see if I can get that done.
We should play through that at the same time then. So we both talking about it at the same time in the show. Like I've already played it once, but it'd be cool to revisit it.
Okay.
So whenever you're gonna play that, let me know, and then we'll make like a book club of it.
Let's see if I can.
Chapter 5.
Ooh.
Den of Wolves.
I don't remember what that was.
I don't remember that one.
I don't either, and I feel like I should because it's kind of got a cool yet generic name. I guess I have to go meh by my own rules.
Yeah,
I have to go
by
meh.
the own rules, you got to go meh.
Yeah.
Meh.
Now we're gonna go look it up afterward and be like, no, fuck it. It's definitely motherfucking truth, baby.
Redaction.
Yeah. Zenless Zone Zero. Why do I feel like this game's been out for years?
It has been. They were just this and Honkai Star Rail. They were just like showing off like new stuff.
Well, I'm going to delete both these then. Because,
you can delete both of those.
Yeah.
Because you're either into those games or you're not. That's kind of the way it works. So.
Gotcha. Okay. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'm a woot for this.
I'm a woot for this. Yeah. Look, the Sonic kart game, like that shit's fun.
It's really good.
It's really
All-Stars
good.
Racing Transformed. It's really good.
Like the stage design is fantastic. It's really good.
Yeah.
Lord, I'll give it a man. I'm going to let you guys sell me on it then.
Okay.
There you go. Well, do you like Mario Kart?
I do.
It's the closest thing to Mario Kart you'll get in the Sonic universe, and it's really good. There you go. That's all you need. Oh, okay. Transformed is there's boats, planes, and cars.
It's a nice now.
It's a nice
race. It's a nice now. Yes, we did it. Mafia, Success. The old country.
Mafia. Yeah.
Wow. Throwing out the Mafia. I'll give this a nice. I thought it looked pretty good.
I'll meet him there at meh.
Dispatch. It's the new Telltale joint where like the superheroes and stuff.
I'm gonna give this a nice. It looks funny. Like it genuinely looks entertaining. Yep. So I'm interested in this for sure.
I thought it was a game at first.
We've got Aaron Paul, right?
Telltale?
Yeah. No, I thought it was a game based on what's that superhero animated show? Because there's only one of them.
My Hero Academia?
No. Oh my god, it's came around the same time as The Boys. There's like been 2 seasons. It's got it's really violent. Oh my god, I am screaming at the like.
Oh, Invincible.
Invincible. Yes, thank you. Okay. That's what I thought it was at first. Yes, I'll give it a nice. Okami 2.
Yeah, nice.
Yes, please. This is a woot for me for sure.
I will give it nice. I will be nice to this one.
Nice.
It didn't move me. sorry, Geoff Keighley, but that didn't bring me to tears. Mainly because I thought he was building up.
Didn't bring you to tears.
I thought he was building up fucking Half-Life 3 with this entire little speech beforehand. I'm like, holy shit, he's gonna do it.
Happen. It's gonna happen.
I was like all ready to go. I had my tissues next to me. I'm like, just do this. And then it was that. It was like
that's your own fault, really.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
Lower your expectations a bit.
Yeah. Crimson Desert.
I don't remember what this is.
It's that like high fantasy game RPG. I'm a fucking woot on this. I just don't believe it. I'll believe it when it's in my hands that it's
okay.
Look up a trailer, Chris. I think it's your jam.
I'll give it.
I mean, just you saying that makes me at least a nice.
So don't remember.
Remember, it's like it looks really, really, really good.
Okay.
And then lastly, but definitely not leastly, the one more thing of the show. We've talked about it. It's Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, the Naughty Dog joint.
Truth.
That is motherfucking truth. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Honestly, no. I'm
Who gas? God damn it!
No, that's going to be good.
Yeah,
it better be good.
I'm always excited when really good developers do something new. You know that they like because. And it's scary too because the expectations are so high already, right?
That is also. I mean, look at Starfield.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I like Naughty Dog is right there with like even Guerrilla. Like Guerrilla, it was a surprise that they came out with Horizon to me because
and was as good as it was, yeah.
Right, because Killzone was kind of like, that's pretty good,
Yeah.
And then Horizon just blew me away. But with Naughty Dog, they've already done so much that I've loved so much that there's a risk there. It's like
there's a little bit of risk there, yeah, for sure,
and a bit of bias for sure. There's absolutely a bit of bias as well.
There's good reason though to think that they're going to give it the treatment it needs, because they also have those same expectations of themselves, right? They know that that's what the community is expecting. So even though it's new and different and could be a complete blank slate as far as gameplay, we don't know, right? But it could be a starting from scratch as far as how the game is actually going to play out. They're going to give it that time. They're going to polish things up and make sure at least that they're happy with it before it reaches anybody else. So
I would agree.
I'd be surprised if it turned out to be terrible. At worst, it's going to be a mediocre
launch game for PS6 for sure.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
PS6 Pro. I can't wait.
PS6 Pro.
If it's PS6 Pro, oh my god! I really hope it gets a release date next year, like during the E3 time or whatever, Summer Games Fest. If it does,
here's the thing, and I'm certainly not expecting this. I'm not expecting this. I am not expecting this. I'm making that totally clear.
So what you're saying is you totally expect this.
God damn it, Geoff.
So you think this is going to happen?
But yes. It would not surprise me if they dropped a date of sometime next year for this game. It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
So I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't surprise me.
I hear you. Like you won't be like, oh my god, it's coming out.
If it's next year, it's holiday season next year.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. That's everything. That's everything that they threw out there, pretty much.
And that would be a show for us.
We did it.
We did it.
We did a thing.
It crashes when we hit stop.
Stop it, Geoff.
Chris, hurry up and close this out, please.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. Like, subscribe, and comment. All those things help us, and we really appreciate them. We love it when you guys do that, and it makes us happy to chat with the community. Go to interactivedistractions.com, and you'll see our link tree. It will lead you to our Discord, and if you want to support us, it will also lead you to our Patreon. And that is it. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Geoff.
I'm Glenn.
I should have waited the 4 seconds.
That's right. Play your games, and we'll talk to you next week.
I'm looking at the video. I'm like, is he gonna go?